Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries, plus napkins, plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.
Imagine earning a degree that prepares you with real skills for the real world. Capella University's programs teach skills relevant to your career so you can apply what you learn right away. Learn how Capella can make a difference in your life at capella.edu.
People often ask me what makes modern dating so difficult? Or more broadly, what are the factors that get in the way of relationship formation these days? In today's episode, we're going to look at those factors so you can modify your approach when needed and hopefully increase your chances of finding the types of relationships that you desire. Welcome back to Savvy Psychologist. I'm your host, Dr. Monica Johnson. Every week on this show, I'll help you face life's challenges with evidence-based approaches, a sympathetic ear, and zero judgment. So first off, I want to talk about unrealistic expectations. The first aspect that I'll dig into is perfectionism. If we end up expecting a perfect partner or relationship, this can lead to dissatisfaction and missed opportunities. People often hold out for an ideal that doesn't really exist. This may be an ideal that is perpetuated by our favorite TV show or social media app. For example, you might want to date a guy who makes $200K a year and is 6'4" tall. However, the problem with that is that the median income in the US is closer to $75K a year, and the average height of a male in the United States is 5'9". I'm not saying that it can't happen for you. I'm saying that if you want to actually increase your chances of finding a person who matches your values and will potentially treat you like you want to be treated in a relationship, you may want to broaden your search criteria to include those that are closer to the average. If we have 1,000 people all vying for the attention of the one person, that leaves a lot of people being unhappy. The next thing I'll touch on are romantic ideals. Believing in a soulmate or a perfect match can make it difficult to accept the imperfections of a real person. Did you know that the idea of a soulmate is a relatively new phenomenon and again can reinforce perfectionistic ideas? Talk to anyone who's been in a relationship of any kind, and there are things that you don't like about that person. There are ways in which you have to work around certain non-deal breaker characteristics. And honestly, there may be issues that you continue to improve upon across the course of the entire relationship. The second category I'm going to talk about is fear and anxiety. The first fear that I'll mention is the fear of rejection. So the fear of being rejected can prevent people from putting themselves out there or engaging in the dating process. In fact, I've seen these rejection fears change over time as people have had less social contact with each other overall. Here is something that I would suggest to all genders. If you're the person signaling attraction, meaning the person who is saying, "Hey, you're cute, want to go on a date sometime?" Lean into the potential of rejection. It gets easier over time to deal with being told no. For those of you receiving the signal, meaning you're the cutie being talked to, be open to the fact that sometimes a person that you're not attracted to is going to say, "What's up?" In those moments, practice saying no in a kind and respectful way. That person is not being a creep simply by shooting their shot, as long as they can take a no and respect the boundary once it's been set. The third category of factors that get in the way of relationship formation is poor communication skills. Difficulty in expressing feelings, needs, and expectations can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. There can also be misinterpretations. So, misreading cues or making incorrect assumptions about a partner's intentions or feelings can create barriers. I often sometimes see issues in differing conflict styles as well. So, differing approaches to handling conflict can cause friction and prevent deeper connection. There are some of us who run towards conflict, guns blazing, and those of us who run away. Learning how to have effective conflict resolution is a requirement for all relationships. Improving communication skills is one of the most straightforward things that you can do to improve obtaining and maintaining the relationships that you want in your life. The fourth thing I'll mention is personal incompatibilities, and it's something that I notice quite often, actually. One of the main ways that it comes up is a mismatch in values and goals. Significant differences in the values, life goals, or interests can hinder relationship formation. At times, I see that people focus on factors that don't really matter for relationship formation, especially in the long term, and they ignore factors that do. For instance, if you know you want to have children, why are you talking to a person who is adamantly against it? The fifth thing that I'll mention is psychological barriers. The first being self-sabotage. Negative self-beliefs and low self-esteem can lead to behaviors that undermine relationship prospects. Can you think of any ways that you may have self-sabotaged yourself in relationships? Along with that is past trauma. So, unresolved trauma from past relationships can create trust issues and emotional barriers. In both of these situations, once you're aware that these things may be hindering relationship formation, you should focus on doing your own therapy to heal wounds and work around your natural proclivities. For example, if you have trouble being vulnerable due to how you were raised, you may focus on this in treatment and learn how to be more vulnerable over time to enhance relationships.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's best eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's best eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries plus napkins plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.
Earning your degree online doesn't mean you have to go about it alone. At Capella University, we're here to support you when you're ready. From enrollment counselors who get to know you and your goals, to academic coaches who can help you form a plan to stay on track. We care about your success and are dedicated to helping you pursue your goals. Going back to school is a big step, but having support at every step of your academic journey can make a big difference. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.
The next factor I'll mention are external pressures. One thing that may often come up is social and cultural expectations. Societal norms and cultural expectations can pressure individuals to conform to certain relationship models, which may not align with their personal needs. Family opinions and expectations can influence dating choices and create conflicts. At times, we really are a square peg trying to fit through a round hole. Most of us face enormous social pressure, and sometimes it's good to take a time out. Use your mindfulness skills to non-judgmentally review all the data that is flowing through your system. Yes, your parents may want you to marry a particular type of person, but if you're finding that it's not a good fit for you, what do you want to do with that information? If you're going to make a choice to adhere to your parents' standard, you at least want it to be an intentional choice and not one you made mindlessly, only to later regret it in 10 years. The seventh category relates to behavioral tendencies. The first one I'll mention is maximizing. So this is where you continuously search for the quote unquote best option. And these types of behaviors can lead to dissatisfaction and an inability to commit. This is something that I bring up to people often, especially when they talk to me about settling. Now, for sure, there are situations where it wouldn't make sense to make a particular choice, and it could objectively be seen as settling. However, this is also how you end up scrolling on your Netflix queue for 2 hours instead of actually watching a movie. And whether we're talking about Netflix or modern dating, for most of us in most situations, once you find a good enough option, it makes more sense to spend some time on that one and see if anything fruitful comes of it. The next behavioral tendency I'll mention is hesitation. This can be delaying dating due to perceived inadequacies or waiting for the quote unquote right time. And more often than not, it results in missed opportunities. An example of this is when someone tells me they want to start dating after they lose, let's say, 50 pounds. But it's been 3 years and they still haven't met that goal. You can find love in any state or stage of life. We have so many representations of that. There are people who get married in prison. There are people who are 600 pounds and have a romantic partner and family who loves them. There are people with chronic physical and mental conditions, and they have love. The point here is there is no time like the present. Next, I want to talk about technological challenges. Technology is a blessing or a curse, depending on who you are and what your relationship with technology is. One issue that arises is online dating overload. The abundance of choices on dating apps can lead to too many choices, where individuals struggle to make a decision and continually seek out better and better options. This directly refers to what I said earlier about the Netflix queue effect, where you spend all of your time swiping instead of actually out in the world enjoying things. Secondarily, I want to mention superficial interactions. Online dating can sometimes promote superficial interactions focused on appearance rather than deeper compatibility. When talking about perfectionism, I mentioned everyone vying for the same person. On dating apps, this can definitely be true. You can certainly have 90% of people all going for the same 10%, which is great if you're in the top 10, but it's awful if you're a regular person on the bell curve. Spoiler alert, the majority of us are average. The ninth category I'll mention relates to kind of lack of effort and intention. Sometimes I see people engaging in a lot of passivity. Basically, this is expecting love to happen without putting in effort, and that can prevent the formation of meaningful relationships. Loving somebody for a minute is easy. Loving someone for a year is much harder. Every relationship requires effort, and that actually never stops. What you want to look out for is abnormal effort. For example, you probably shouldn't have to put in that much effort to get your partner not to hit you. But if they aren't as naturally clean as you are, you will probably have to put in effort throughout the relationship in this area. The next thing I'll mention is a lack of clarity. Not knowing what you want in a relationship can lead to confusion and mismatched expectations. My biggest advice is to be honest with yourself about who you are as a person and your lifestyle, and explore what it would mean to find someone who complements that. Relationship formation is a complex process influenced by a multitude of factors. These are just a few common factors that I've seen and have come up in the research. If you're struggling in this area, it's okay to bring these topics up with your individual therapist or join a support group for dating where these topics are discussed. Which one of these factors is getting in your way? Let me know. You can contact me via Instagram at KindMindPsych or via my email at psychologistandquickanddirtytips.com. The Savvy Psychologist is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. It's audio engineered by Steve Rickyberg with script editing by Brandon Getchis. Our podcast and advertising operations specialist is Morgan Christensen. Our digital operations specialist is Holly Hutchings. And our marketing and publicity associate is Davina Tomlin. Follow Savvy Psychologist on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. That's all for this episode of Savvy Psychologist. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's Best Eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's Best Eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
Walmart Plus members save on meeting up with friends. Save on having them over for dinner with free delivery with no hidden fees or markups. That's groceries plus napkins plus that vegetable chopper to make things a bit easier. Plus, members save on gas to go meet them in their neck of the woods. Plus, when you're ready for the ultimate sign of friendship, start a show together with your included Paramount Plus subscription. Walmart Plus members save on this plus so much more. Start a 30-day free trial at walmartplus.com. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. See Walmart Plus terms and conditions.